Fresh ragu, mate. I mean, I hope not. I hope you don't, you know.
This is the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Today, we'll talk about current game community and AIE Guild news, and then we'll talk a little bit about how we run Guild events in AIE while we live stream our assault on Hammer Station, and we'll talk about why we're doing that in our playthrough series. This broadcast astromech is EPC 220. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
Oh, hi, Mox. Things are going fine. We just got done with doing MFN because it's Tuesday night when we're recording this. MFN being our mandatory fun night. We started actually pretty close to on time, and we went into Dread Fortress. We got all the way to the end, and we got a couple of pulls in on Brontes, but we did not get her down, but we probably would have on the next pull. And it was really cool because we were missing a couple slots, and we had people who hadn't been in there before, and we had guests, which is super cool. It was really a fun night. I enjoyed it. And then on our ops team last week on Thursday night, we did something, but I don't remember what it was. Might have even been Dread Fortress for all I know. But we did something group findery because I have finished my 3 PvE group finder things to get the Darth Hexed companion. Excellent. So I'm done with that. I don't know, you're going to talk a little bit about some confusion around that to clarify how that actually works.
Yes, I will.
Later on. But yeah, so I've had a good week. How about you, Max?
Same, and I also do not remember what we did on Thursday. We did do Group Finder, so we could get that checked off for some people that still needed it. I've done a whole bunch of other things too this week. I did do quite a few things. We did have a little fun guild event that we'll talk a little bit about while we're assaulting Hammer Station later in the podcast. I've been slowly collecting Command XP packs, because I've got tons of them and the kind of couple slots that I still need to fill in. I'm probably just going to do with unassembled components, especially after the 28th when it's much easier to get unassembled components. We'll talk about that in the coming news segment. But I had so many Command XP packs from operations, those Command XP packs that drop off of bosses. I had about 50 of them that I moved over to my Sork, which used to be my main PvP character. And I'd rather do it on my power tech, but I can't because then that'll be my third character that's also a bounty hunter trooper, so I won't get the stupid bonus. So I did it. I moved them to my Sork, and with those 50 or so Command XP packs, I got more than 50 CXP command levels because I did the disintegrations along the way and got a couple more packs as those dropped, and I had a boost running. So I went from about command rank 7 to I think I even hit command rank 60 something.
Whoa.
So it went really crazy, really quick there with that. So that was a nice little boost. So remember to be passing those around since they're legacy bound. I also did some PvP this week. I did PvP to finish my Darth Hexed achievement. I also did it with PvE though as well. We ran some people through some PvE instances over the weekend, an uprising, some flashpoints. That was pretty fun. And PvP has been popping. It has been popping, and I've been seeing some of the elite PvPers that weren't on Jedi Covenant anymore or had transferred at some point. I saw a couple of the guilds that I remember from back in the day. It was pretty interesting to see some of those guilds in there doing PvP again, seeing some old names that I recognized. I didn't do too much. I just sort of did the daily a couple days and got my weekly done. But I'll certainly get back in there. It's easy to get in because the queues are popping, and that's part of the value of having a server unification. So that's good.
That is good.
But with that, I think we can talk about the news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
So there was some There was some discussion because they had to do the unplanned maintenance last week on Wednesday, I believe. They had to do a little bit of unplanned maintenance to do a little fix to make things better for us. It was a real quick downtime, but there was complaining, of course, and the complaining was saying, well, you're going to extend the double XP for us because you're going to make the servers go down for 2 hours. The answer to that was no. But Eric did say, but don't worry, because coming with 5.6, which will be coming shortly, and we'll talk all about it, coming with 5.6, they're going to turn back on double XP for another week. So you'll have that to look forward to a week from now.
But they're going to do all 3 XPs again, right?
I believe so. So that would be CXP, actual experience XP, and what would be the third, Valor?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking anyway. Isn't that what they...
Yeah. At least the 2. I don't know if they always throw Valor into that, but yeah, maybe Valor as well.
So as Max mentioned, 5.6 is coming on the 28th. However, the new Warzone, the Yavin Warzone that was originally slated to be a part of that release is not coming right on the 28th. It's actually been delayed for a couple of weeks, so it'll be coming out in 2 weeks after that. That's the plan right now in a 5.6.1 patch. So that's been delayed, which is probably a good thing in terms of reliability and all that. There's also included in 5.6 a new flashpoint. It's on Copero, which is a planet in the Chiss Ascendancy. It's coming out in all the modes: story, group, veteran, master. And it's a continuation of the Alliance Traitor storyline from
Looking to
Umbara.
upgrade your arsenal?
Ah, yes, the traitor. I almost thought you said trader. I was like,
No.
who's the traitor? What were they trading?
And in case you missed it, there is a short story written by Charles Boyd on SWTOR.com that works into this Copero storyline. It says a little bit about Copero. Not much, but it's an interesting little story.
Oh, that's interesting. I like those.
Yeah. Also the return of Reina Temple, who's a companion, so we'll see her. Nahut, the third boss in the Gods from the Machine Operations, coming in story and veteran modes. There's going to be a new GSF Deathmatch map, and that's going to be set in orbit over IOCAF.
Good hunting.
Oh, I see you're buying things. Okay.
Sorry,
I thought you were dropping. I thought that was a comment like "good hunting" in your deathmatch. I'm kind of looking forward to this. They call it significant changes to the group finder UI. They say all queuing in one place, upgraded rewards, solo activities added. I kind of think it's cool that you can use a group finder to do solo runs, because then you don't have to actually go there and walk in. So I like that. The idea of that anyway.
Oh,
I don't know how it's
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is kind of useful.
The long-awaited legacy-wide credits and unassembled components hasn't been that long-awaited, but legacy-wide credits. And gear, when you disintegrate it, the galactic command crates, when you disintegrate in there, the gear is going to disintegrate directly into unassembled components to help mitigate RNG. I'm not sure I get that, like, as opposed to
No,
CXP.
I do.
Okay.
So what this allows is the problem with RNG. So this is the case on my mercenary. I only have 2 slots that are not 248, or maybe 3. Everything else is 246. So to fill in those last 3 slots is very difficult from an RNG perspective.
Right.
So if instead I'm just getting unassembled components and I'm disassembling things into unassembled components, those unassembled components you can turn in for the appropriate 248 token, and then you get your 248 slots filled in. So I am quite interested in that. My mercenary will now get to full 248 as a result.
Yeah. I see that now because I'm just missing 248 in a couple of slots, and I don't think I'll ever get them. But
And now you
I
will.
can. Okay, now I will. And then another sort of a big thing that came out, news about recently is there's going to be a new item called the Master's Datacron. You'll be able to use that to take an existing character to boost them to level 70. Now, this is a cartel market item, but what's unique about it or different from other tokens that you could use to boost your character is that it's not going to progress you past the story. So you can do the boost, but you don't lose out on the story. So you can go back and do the story from the beginning if you want to, including the original chapters.
Right.
So, I mean, for some people, I think that's good because maybe they want to be 70 right now because this is their alt and their ops team wants a healer, so they can be participating in CXP and getting geared up and all that stuff. But they also want to do the story. Someone who wants to do the story, but they're not actually have a reason to be 70, I think they should save their cartel coins and just level through the story because you'll easily get to 70 if you play the whole story.
Yes, absolutely. If you're just worried about playing the story, yes. In fact, I gave that advice to someone else in the guild earlier this week. If you're just interested in playing the story, there's no point in that token. You'll hit 70 regardless.
What I see this is just another way of doing things. So we're getting more and more and more variety. So I think that's a good thing. It's 2,000 cartel coins too, so that's a hefty investment in cartel coins. So make sure that you really want to do it. You do get a full set of level 70 gear as well as the character boost for those cartel coins though.
And your ship unlocked, which I thought was interesting and useful because that's part of the problem at being a high level character and not having done the story. Like if you PvP'd all the way to level 70 and you never did the story, you can't go to any planets. You can't do anything with your ship.
Yes, it limits where you can go. It sure does.
There was a good point in the chat room from Chicken Eyelids, and I did see this discussed earlier as well. Getting right to level 70 and then doing the story will net you a whole bunch of command XP while you're leveling up. Point. So that's actually not bad. Not a bad idea. So if then by the time you finish your story, you'll have done enough to get a whole bunch of command ranks, and that will be pretty nice for you, I imagine.
And in other games, if you have someone like a friend who's never played before, you don't want them to boost or pass by leveling because they miss learning the story and the world and the lore of the game. But now if you have a friend starting, you could say, here, buy this thing. You'll be level 70. And then you can also experience the story and the lore of the game. So it's just different.
Yeah. Yes, it is. All right. Also in the news, we do have one more week to go after the Darth Hexed Companion. There has been some confusion for exactly how this works. We've been helping some guildies get through it. If you do PvP, that one's easy. Just queue up for 3 PvP matches, win or lose. You do 3 PvP matches, and it checks off that one of the 2 possible achievements that will get you the Darth Hexed Companion, which will then be rewarded after the 28th. The other way to do it is with PvE in the group finder. And the way this works is you need to look at the group finder, and you need to queue up in the group finder, and it needs to say next to whatever you're queuing up for, daily reward in green. So you're eligible for the daily reward. If you're going to do operations, you can queue for an operation and be eligible for the daily reward. Same thing for uprisings, same thing for flashpoints, veteran flashpoints, master flashpoints. Uprisings do work when you queue for story up or veteran, whatever the 2 kinds of uprisings, even though the tooltip only mentions 1, anything you can queue up for in group finder that's eligible for the daily reward will count. There are some unique situations where you may get yourself into a little bit of trouble that people have reported. Being progressed through big chunks of the story, maybe into Iakath, but not yet have unlocked the ability to do the Umbara flashpoint, may get you in a situation where Umbara Flashpoint shows up on the Flashpoint list, but you're not yet eligible for it, so you can't click on it. So you're not eligible for the daily reward for that kind of Flashpoint regardless. Be careful of that. That's just one small tweak in some specific cases. You do also need to be eligible for the daily reward, which means you can't do the same thing on the same day on the same character all at once. But that doesn't mean you couldn't do a queue up for a flashpoint on one character, switch to a different character, queue up for the flashpoint on that character, and then switch to a third character and do it again. So each of those characters is eligible for the daily reward. That works too. So hopefully everybody's getting through that. If you are not and you are on Starforge, our guild is still going to be running some people through, I think this weekend especially. Hit me up in Twitter and we can maybe help you get you a slot and get you going. I'd be happy to do that. But get it in. We got up until the 27th, I believe, and then the 28th will be the drop of 5.6, as we just said. How about some guild news, Seema? What's up with the Alea Iacta Est?
So let's see. Next week, which on 11/28, MFN will be on the imp side. So that's the first thing. Also, our Sunday night ops team is still looking for a DPS, I think. Even if they aren't officially, I know they could use, all of our teams could use people who want to come by. So come by and check that out. And what else is there, Max?
One of our officers, Cyrene, has been playing back in Star Wars. She was in Star Wars a while back. And one of our greater community officers. So Cyrene is one of our top officers in World of Warcraft. Cyrene's been in Star Wars leveling up, catching some of her characters back up to level 70, running with us in Mandatory Fun Night tonight. Anyway, Cyrene was doing a bunch over the weekend with us and wanted to give a shout out to one of our guildies, Smoke, who did a whole bunch to help Cyrene, especially on Sunday, to get her Guardian all the way to level 70 and subsequently put on 26 CXP levels. So that's kind of crazy.
That's awesome. Yes.
So shout out to Smoke for helping out with that. We've had a lot of good guildie helping each other out, especially with a few of these achievements and new people coming in. I really appreciate that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Another comment on the Mandatory Fun Night. Apples already announced that next week, since we did Dread Fortress this week, we're going to be at Dread Palace. So you have that to look forward to. And finally, but certainly not least in any way, shout out to the chat room. Thank you guys for jumping in there, helping us validate that our levels are correct, getting us updated with information, shout outs on good tips and tricks and things like remember how these new ways we should be using these level 70 tokens, etc., etc. Thanks a lot. I will catch up with all of you after the show. And with that, are you ready, Seema, to put the hammer down?
I am ready.
All right. So we are in our... Oh, sort of. Sort of. Hegemony. The Advo's hegemony has taken over Hammer Station. Hammer Station. So there's lore behind Hammer Station, there's lore behind everything. So I don't know why I would have expected anything less. There are flashpoints. So let's back it up a second. There are flashpoints as you go and level up through the story. So now we're here on our characters that we took through Korriban, and then we took them through Doma Kos, and then we did Balmora, right? In the middle of Balmora, as you're adventuring around, and on a bunch of the planets as you're leveling up, you'll come across... It might have been even on Doma Kos. Maybe it was on Doma Kos by the end, by the wall. I think it might have been. You'll come across, usually it's like an astromech droid that's sitting around, or maybe you'll come across an astromech on the fleet that pops up a mission for you. And those missions will be something like, Ermagerd, Darth Malgus wants to talk to you. You should go talk to him. And sometimes you can just holo call in. Sometimes you need to go somewhere. And in those cases, what it is, it's a lead-in quest to a flashpoint that fits your level range as you're leveling your class up. in our case, we are a little bit over the basic starting level, but we did Black Talon in between Korriban and Dromenkos, and we are now up to the point, since we're done with Balmora, by about the middle of Balmora, you're ready for Hammer Station. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So Hammer Station is it's one of those Star Wars specials where it's a big battle station of some kind that is made to kill planets. So, it was supposedly, according to the lore, it was a Republic base. It was a Republic weapon that was created. But once they realized really what it did and what its effect was on planets that it bombarded with asteroids, they decided to dismantle it and shut it down. Because how it works is it takes asteroids and uses a tractor beam to attract asteroids to the station, and then uses a gravity gun, a gravity accelerator of some kind, to accelerate the asteroids to near relativistic speeds and drop them on planets, which, no matter what kind of shielding you think you have over your city, that's going to leave a mark. So the Republic said, wow, that's terrible. How could we be so terrible? We should shut this thing down, which they did. And then a corporation called a group of some kind. I think they're a business, a corporation, or they're just some sort of governmental organization. The Advos Hegemony. Hegemony makes it sound more like a alliance, like a governmental alliance of some kind.
Yeah, it does.
The Advos Hegemony decided that they were going to take over this station. They tracked it down and they repaired it and fixed it. And now they are trying to put it back online. And I think they're trying to sell it off to the highest bidder. I think maybe we'll even hear that a little bit when we talk to, I think we're going to talk to Malgus here when we kick this off. So let's take a look and hear the intro story, and then we can figure out exactly where we're at. Start conversation.
This is
What you
Viking
got to
space
say?
dock receiving on secure channel.
Good.
Yeah, Malgus.
You are few, but you must suffice. Hammer Station was an armored fortress built by the Republic during the war. Its primary weapon was a gravity cannon designed to propel asteroids into planets. The Republic Senate decommissioned it before it saw battle, fearing it would cause indiscriminate damage. But now the battle station has reappeared.
Now it has reappeared. So it was decommissioned. Hold on, what's your story? Should I ask Malgus what his story is?
You show up in hologram. Treat me like your personal strike force. I need to know who you are.
Oh,
I am
sassy
Darth
Seema.
Malgus. I fought in the Battle of Korriban. I turned the Jedi Temple on Coruscant to rubble. I will tell you what you need. The Advisor Hegemony is a minor galactic power based on xenophobic expansionism. The Adversec themselves never troubled us before now. But somehow, they've acquired Hammer Station and begun conquering
that was the deal.
unaligned systems near our border.
Yeah.
So they've gone after they are a minor galactic alliance of some kind, and they've started to use the weapon to their own means, which is tracking down unaligned planets
Where
and
did the Adversec
threatening
get their
them
hands
and
on a decommissioned
taking them
Republic
over.
battle station?
An excellent question. I have no satisfying answer. The Advisor Hegemony believes that because we are at peace with the Republic, we will ignore the aggression of other nations. Their conquests are rightfully ours. You will show them their error by boarding and destroying Hammer Station.
Yes, I will. Suppose I refuse.
And if I don't cooperate?
I will leave the consequences to others. But cowardice does not suit you. While you're aboard, there is one other matter. I would know how Hammer Station was acquired, and whether the Republic was involved. But do not allow yourself to be distracted. The station has a crew complement of 10,000 Adversec, and they shall stand
Yikes.
against you.
I think I
Adversec.
changed my mind. 10,000.
That's a lot of trash.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
That's a lot of ads.
this is not singing. That's such a great idea.
So I got a little distracted by the chat room there. I am not wearing a gold chain around my turtleneck here. That is a Nike swoosh on this turtleneck. It's a running turtleneck. I think it's actually Livestrong, even though nobody likes Livestrong anymore these days because drugs for those bikers and whatnot. Poor Lance Armstrong. All right, so let's jump in here and fight 10,000 ads. So yeah, the Advo's hegemony has been using the station to take over unaligned systems, and that gives us an opportunity to come in here and quote unquote dismantle the weapon and fight the Advo's hegemony. This is one of my favorite flashpoints. I call everything one of my favorite, don't I? But it is. I really like the graphics. I like the station assault. The gravity cannon is a really cool thing, and it's pretty quick to get through. So I find that useful and amusing as well. We did notice that there is no story mode. There's no solo mode for Hammer Station. So there's only veteran and master. So now this has, if you look, it's bolstered us to level 70. It says it above your bar. It will get your armor boosted up to the same levels. So we're gonna have to see how we fare in the armor and weapons that we have, and using our companions. Now, Seema, you've boosted up your companion. You mentioned, right? What influence level is yours?
She is at influence level 42. And I did go to the fleet and fill out my gear. So I have a piece in every slot, and I bought mods and stuff, the ones that you can buy for 300 credits each. So enough so that I get the bolster. So I'm bolstered to 70 now.
I have some junky gear and missing a couple slots, and my Chemval is only influence 7, but I think we'll be fine. So do you have Shea Vizsla as a healer?
Yeah, I put her on heals.
Okay, I'll keep Chem as DPS, and if we need to set him to heals, we can do that. So we're gonna kill some trash here. The second trash pull, or the third trash pull around the corner, is the worst pull in the game.
Lockdown in progress.
Not this one, but the next one. So when we get to that, we'll stop for a second. But until we do, I did want to talk about while we're doing some fun stuff here, the guild event that we had, and we have guild events periodically. And I wanted to talk just a little bit about how those tend to work. Because one thing I thought that was interesting, and I'm interested to get your opinion on it as well, Seema, as soon as we're done with this trash pull, is how we were able to do it, including free players, which I thought worked pretty well.
Oh, this trash pull, you mean?
Yeah, this trash pull that you just went and...
Yeah.
I'm gonna CC this. I know I put a bunch of dots in, that was dumb. That's not gonna work. Save me, Shea Vizsla. Where's my heals? Hey, get out of here, suppression droid. I'll suppress you. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, you noticed.
Well, you can just told me.
What?
You just told me. I would have run away or something.
No, I died right when you just like 2 seconds before you said that.
Oh. Yeah, because usually I don't notice. I just keep playing. And then when I'm not being healed, then I yell at somebody, and then I realize Seema's been dead for.
Okay, so now we'll do this in a more organized manner.
Yes. I'll CC target back there, and then we'll kill Flame and clean up the little ones, and we should be good. Right?
You can CC Flame if you want, and we can do the little ones.
Which one are the little ones? They're all little. All right. Ready?
Ready.
All right. line of sight these guys so they come over here. Because then we can just AoE them down. Oh. I'll just kill these. That's fine. That'll work. No big deal. So yeah, we did what we did was some of the officers in the greater AIE guild, we like to get together, once in a while, not very often, once every month or two, and hang out and especially officers that don't get to play with each other very much because they're playing different games. We've got officers who are helping run Guild Wars and Destiny and oops, I needed on that. Needed on those gloves. And quite a few officers in WoW, because that is our biggest game with hundreds of, if not up to probably about 1,000 players across all of our many linked guilds in WoW. Regardless, we said, all right, we'll host you. Why don't you come play Star Wars with us? And if you want to play for free, we'll figure out what we can do as a guild event where we could bring in people on free accounts. We can bring in preferred. And it tended to work pretty well.
Yeah.
So if you're going to run a thing and you want to bring in people that are on free accounts, it does work. You can do it. We did our event and just said, well, we're going to want to give people sort of a taste of the game. Why don't you come in, have everybody create a character that's level 1, that's either a Sorcerer Assassin, and that was so we would all sort of be in the same story cadence, and we'd all be on the same planet. So Sorcerer Assassin, we're all imp side, we're all level 1, we're all in the same story cadence, and we're all on Korriban. And then we said, we'll just play that way for a little while. Now, quick break. We just got to, if you see this drill power generator that's over in one of the side rooms, there are a few of these. I wanted to do a call out to these. A few of these in many of the early flashpoints, where if you have the appropriate crew skill, and in this one I think it's scavenging, you can use these extra little your crew skill on these extra little mission points to take some shortcuts through the game, through the operation or through the flashpoint. So if you activate that drill with your scavenging ability, it'll poke a hole through the wall and you get to skip like 1 or 2 trash pulls. So not a lot, but that's sort of a cool side thing. There's ones that work for archaeology. In the next flashpoint that we do, which will be in a couple weeks, in Aethys, there's even one for biochem, where if you use your biochem on a special plant, it allows you to summon a pet that follows you around for part of the instance, which is pretty cool. Oops. If your teammate CC's a droid, don't break it, Max. Anyway, so we did our guild event. A couple points on running a guild event like that, or any kind of guild event. My tips are that you want to realize that some people are potentially going to come late, so you need to have a contingency plan for that. You got to realize that some people will be quicker, some people will be slower. You'll need to have a contingency plan for how that's going to work and how you're going to keep people together. We did pretty good at that, I think.
Well, we did, but I think that's in large part because you're a fantastic cat herder.
It was okay. I mean, everybody's very helpful, and I think the way we roll, it was probably made it easy. So everybody was more interested in just hanging out and staying together, and not how fast can I get my character to level 10. So we played for 2 hours, and most people were only level 9 or 8, 9, or 10.
Right, and we did a thing that not every group would want to do, which is we stayed in a raid the whole time. And that made it so that we kind of had to wait for the instances, the conversations sometimes. And it didn't always work perfectly because, the story instances were not really designed for raid members.
Yeah. So if you're in an ops group, say you've got 3 groups of 4 in an ops group, you also run into the situation where go kill 6 chlor slugs. Whoever first hits the chlor slug, it only counts for the people in the 4-person party that group is that person is part of.
Yes.
So we also had to sort of rotate around, okay, which group doesn't have it done yet? All right, let's make sure that they get to hit the mobs first. As long as they're hitting the mobs first, then it tends to work. But yeah, that was a little bit of a problem. And then, yeah, I didn't really get what the problem was, but we did have the problem where the story instances started to sort of clog up.
Yes, they would fill up or something. Like, I don't think it was by a number of people, but because I noticed that for me, I could never get in the story instance until Tetsemi was done. Which was weird.
And I never had problems, even though I wasn't in the first group, and it did weird things. So we worked around that though, and got that working too. All right, we are at the first major boss of Hammer Station. This is the DN314 Tunneler. I can still keep Chemval on damage. This is pretty easy. There are a bunch of ads that spawn, but they're not a problem. And we've got Kolto stations if we need them, but we probably won't even need them. The only challenge here is just stepping out of those little circles that the little mine droids bring out, but that's not a problem at all, I don't think.
Do we have a cleanse yet?
I do. I have Expunge. Cleanses a friendly target of up to 2 negative mental or force effects. Do you need to be expunged?
Yes.
Right now?
No.
Does this have a debuff that goes out?
Yes. If it's the one I'm thinking of, maybe it's not.
I will put it on my bar.
Yeah, it is the one I'm thinking of because Trig in the chat room just said cleanse. When he gets to, whoever's tanking ends up tanking. When you get to 5 or 6 stacks of it, then you cleanse it.
Oh. Okay. See, I don't heal. I don't even pay attention to those things. I've done this probably 1,000 times and didn't even pay attention. All right. Well, that sounds good. You ready?
Yes, sir.
3,
so ready.
2,
Papa,
1.
Targeting systems locked.
Oh, who's he? He's putting on Ken Ball. The stacks fell off though. They went up to 3 and then it fell off again. I don't know. That might be nerfed or not so much of a problem.
Targeting systems locked.
Demolition droids are up. Yeah, Chem continues to tank, and the stacks go. Oh, now the stacks are up to 5, but then it dropped off again. I'm barely paying attention here. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. You got this, Seema?
Targeting systems locked.
Yes.
You don't have to.
Oh,
Could have said.
Smoke says that Shay is cleansing him. Wow, that's
Shay is cleansing him?
Yeah, she's so good.
Targeting systems
Yeah.
Or
locked.
maybe he's cleansing himself.
That was some pro moves by Shay Vizsla there. Why did you put her in charge? Oh.
Oh, Force Lord's robes.
And I got gloves. Oh, they are a pretty big upgrade. Oh, but I can wear them. That's fine. Because I have my costume. Upgrades. So what else? What was your impression of that guild event and other guild events that we've run, Seema? Any other tips that you'd give to people for like running that kind of guild event?
I would just say don't be concerned on getting things done. Be more concerned with, making sure everyone is there and has, their say if they want to say something. And don't worry about, I want to get to the end of the planet before we're done or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree. So, especially those kinds of events are very much about everybody hanging out and having fun, and if you wanted to really be efficient, you wouldn't be running with a whole bunch of people and goofing off. You'd be in small groups and you'd be paying attention and you'd be working hard. So
Right.
if you're bothering to have a guild event, well, make it a fun event. We also had music going.
Yes, that's right. And plug DJ. I had
Although
forgotten about
not
that.
many people are in there. Only a few. We got to get people back into the music scene. We used to do quite a bit where that was a bigger part of our ops nights and our guild event nights, where everybody'd have to put together a list and we'd give it themes like tonight is blues. Everybody's got to play the blues. Or
We
tonight
lost
is,
momentum after Turntable folded.
It did. Yeah, that was a loss. A little bit of a problem for us. But I did like it. I liked when we would do that thing. Also, our guild founder, Hell, was a master at putting together the themes and a master of the playlists. We also would sort of, and you can still do it a little bit, but Turntable was so much better at it. You could change your playlist dynamically on the fly very easily, and we would sort of do song battles or references, and that was pretty fun. I'm gonna CC the big suppression droid there.
Okay.
He's coming right for me, man. I'm getting afraid. So like somebody plays I can't think of a good example, but somebody plays one song and you play a song that's sort of an answer to that song. That kind of thing tended to work really well.
Outside this light.
Is this? No, I don't see it. Did we pass? I think we passed it already. One of the little extra abilities that you can use to damage mobs. I like, so there's barrels everywhere, right? You can shoot the barrels and the barrels blow up, type of thing. In a few of these, they have the pipes in the wall, and if you shoot the pipe, it spills like an oil slick on the ground, and then if you shoot it again, it lights the oil slick on fire. I like those extra little built-in abilities, extra damage help in clever ways like that. So we are almost up to the point where we're going to get to see the gravity cannon that launches the asteroids. I think that's a really cool part of this whole operation, or this whole flashpoint. One of the highlights. Second only to the end boss, because he says hegemony over and over.
Hegemony.
Which is one of my favorite words.
Respect my hegemony.
So what other kinds of guild events have we done, Seema? Leveling people up at level 1, was fun.
Or when did we do that?
Well, we did that on Sunday. Saturday.
Oh, right. Okay.
Or
The
Friday,
one we were
whatever it
just
was.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool too because a lot of them were people that had never played SWTOR, so they got like a little guide to it.
We've also done more like guild parties where we'll have maybe a little bit of a contest,
Got the house for the week.
but maybe just some social stuff where we're hanging out in the guild ship or visiting people's strongholds or doing a costume contest type of thing. Those have been fun. One of my favorite, and I think we've talked about this in the past as well, one of my favorite kind of guild events that we've done in the past has been the Amazing Race. So we ran the Amazing Race, what, two times, 3 times?
Yeah. Yes, I think it was 3 times.
So for us, the Amazing Race was all about, it was a contest for guildies. And the way it worked was there were different stages to the event. So I don't know if everyone's familiar with the show, but there was a show called the Amazing Race, right? And each stage of the race, you would be confronted with a challenge before you could sort of like run to the next location. And so again, that was something that Pell, our founder, invented the first time, and then we ran it a couple times after that. So it would be you'd give everybody potentially just a clue. You wouldn't even tell them exactly what they're supposed to do. So you'd give them a clue. Maybe it's some clue about something gambling, and so it's relatively obvious. And that doesn't have to be that much of a puzzle. It's something we should go to Nar Shaddaa. So go to the giant statue in the place where we were shocked to find gambling. So on the promenade in Nar Shaddaa, there's the big hut statue. And once there, you have to do a thing. And some of it was you had to go track down a bunch of drinks from all the different bars on Nar Shaddaa and then bring it to an officer that's waiting at that location. There was another one where you had to find each of the kinds of nerfs that are in herds all over Alderaan.
Yeah.
and there were officers at each of those locations, and you had to be seen. You had to whisper or emote to an officer at each of those locations to prove you were there. So for each of those, and maybe another part was just like trivia, and another part was something else. Wearing a certain kind of costume or armor that you had to buy somewhere on the planet. And then the first time we ran it over a series of weeks. So it was like one night. It was the first night we did. We started the event and ran the first 2 rounds, and people got points for it, and then those points sort of carried over to the next week. And we ran it, which is the way that the TV show, The Amazing Race, ran. And we tallied up those points and let people know where they were from week to week. And then you came back the next week, and we did the next set of challenges, and people got points and bonuses and battled against each other, and there were big prizes at the end. And it was I thought that for an in-game event that was quite clever and quite extensive and worked out really well.
Yes, it was a lot of work to set up and run, though.
Yes, very much. We needed a whole crew of event runners, event leaders. I'm going to CC this security laser cannon, a champion.
Okay.
But we needed a whole crew of event runners because you did have to be ready for.
John.
We need an officer or we need an event runner in each of these 5 locations, because people can have to go to all 5 locations to check in at each one to complete the challenge on this planet or whatever. So that alone is 5 people. So you got those 5 people. You got maybe a couple other people at the start and finish. You got people that spending time even thinking up what all the clues are and what the prizes are. it can be quite a lot of work to both set up and run. So would have to be prepared for something like that.
I mean, one of the things we learned doing that is you really have to communicate on every different vehicle of communication that you have to get the word out when you do something like that, because you want to have big attendance after you put that level of work in.
Yes. Did we not get the bonus mission in here? So in Hammer Station, there is a bonus boss. Either we haven't killed enough to do it yet.
Don't we have to be in some harder mode for that to happen?
Maybe we do. Maybe it's only in master mode. Yeah, maybe it's only in master mode. What happens is, as you get that bonus mission, you start count. You have to kill most of the trash. You kill a bunch of trash. Then this console, I think it's this console lights up, or is this one down here? Maybe it's just this big one here. This lights up, and then a big bonus boss spawns in the middle here that you get to fight, which is sort of cool. Oh, here, blow up that pipe. Light it up. See, first you spill the stuff on the ground, and then you shoot it again, and it lights on fire. I think that's pretty cool.
In
Stand on it. I'm on fire. There's a few other kinds of those kinds of things, and some of the other flashpoints.
It's hard to teach an old brain new tricks because...
This is Battle Lord Prashan to the intruders. This station is capable of pulverizing continents. Do you think it will fail?
Yeah, Smoke says the bonus boss is in master mode, and I'm used to thinking of veteran as hard mode, but I guess veteran is more like normal mode for flashpoints.
Mm-hmm. It's all very complicated these days. It's all ball bearings these days. So we are up to the second boss fight, which is a trio of people that we need to fight. The main boss and 2 ad bosses. We will kill Torch first, then... No. Sawbones first? Yeah, we kill Sawbones first. Flame. Then Target over there, and then the main boss. And so this isn't too bad of a fight. You just sort of kill him in order, and Bob's your uncle. Again, as you go through these, especially if you're going in this sort of more tactical-ish mode, these veteran modes, you don't have... We're using one of our companions as a healer, but you could go with 4 DPS. You could go with a tank and some DPS. If you don't have a healer, you want to be watching out for these culto stations. These culto stations are a good opportunity to be healing you up throughout the fight, and they heal everyone in the group. So whoever clicks on it and everyone else also gets healed once that happens. Are you ready, Seema?
Ready. So we're doing Sawbones Gajumps.
Yes, Gajumps. That is a great name. Gajumps. All right, let's light them up. Sawbones Gajumps is dead. Now we're gonna do Torch. Guess I should have just set Kemval to tank. Might as well.
This seems to be working.
He's keeping the mob's attention, the ones that we're not dealing with, which is sort of nice.
We got that going for us.
We got that going for us, which is nice. All right, security console. I bet this gives us a light dark choice. Oh, I forgot we're dark, aren't we? Oh, something bad's about to happen. Somebody's gonna have a bad day. Disengage the security locks. You notice that the administrative control power to the engineering level. We could disable the conduits, which would distract the Advo's forces while you infiltrate Section 0. Overloading will make a much bigger impact, but will also certainly kill many of the Advos working on that level. Well, as I said, going to be a bad day for the Advo's hegemony. Dark side.
Ugh. Die. Die. Okay.
What did you get here? You got a belt?
Yes, I did. I got a purple belt.
I got a bracers. Again, nice opportunity for some extra gear. Okay, I was being a little relaxed as we went through here, but we have gone long enough. Let us. I'm gonna cap a fool. I'm gonna pop some caps. If they don't kill me first. Save me, Shea Vizsla. Kill us. Where's Shea Vizsla? Is she even here?
Oh,
she's not here.
She's not here. I'm like, why is she being so lazy?
Did they like get lost in the cutscene? Because now they're
Maybe.
here and they're following us. The heck?
That's weird. Yeah, because they were definitely here for the boss fight.
The heck?
Oh my
wait.
gosh,
Look,
this is
they're stuck
quite-
there. Look. Now we're gonna die again. Here, run back here. Run over here. Run back to our companions. Don't die, Seema. There you go. Cannot see target. They can't get past this threshold. There's something wrong with this threshold. All right, just stand over here, but don't punch that guy. Dismiss your companion.
I will.
And then summon him back up over here. That's weird. That's right, Kembal. Alright. Now, here we go. Now for real this time. Oops, I did it wrong. My abilities are in the wrong order on this character. Because with the dot spec, you want to stack the dots, and then what happens is Death Field. I don't know if I'm high enough in my talent tree, but Death Field then becomes a multiplier on dots that are stacked, and Death Field is also used as a dot spread. So you want your 2 dots, and I just got my second dot, Creeping Terror. You want those ready to go, and then ready to spread. So you wait till you place both the dots, your spreadable dots, Affliction and Creeping Terror, before you use your dot spreader.
Creeping Terror.
It's an orange, looks like an orange person, orange-headed person.
Oh, I see it, yeah. So you use that, okay.
You put Affliction out, you then put Creeping Terror out. I usually put them both on the same ad in the middle of a group, and then I use Death Field, and it'll spread Creeping Terror and Affliction to the rest of the mobs.
Cool. And then you just use Crushing Darkness when it procs?
Yeah, only you could pre-cast before if you're gonna pull on the first pull, but during a fight, you almost never cast Crushing Darkness
Okay.
without waiting for it to proc, because as we talked about in previous discussions, that the amount of time it takes to cast makes it not worth it, but when it procs, it's totally worth it.
Right.
Okay, I'm
gotcha.
gonna CC the far security laser cannon because these hit kind of hard, and then we'll get our look at the gravity cannon here. I'm also bad at making good use of like my recklessness, which causes you get 2 charges of it and it increases your crit chance on force abilities. Increases crit chance of your direct attacks and heals by 60% each time a direct force ability critically hits or a channeled force ability is activated. 1 charge is consumed. All right, let's kill this next cannon. Gotten like 4 or 5 levels. Okay, this bridge goes away when. So look at this big meteor. So this is the gravity cannon. That it accelerates these giant meteors. The bridge goes away when it shoots the meteor out. So you also can't be standing on that bridge when it disappears when the meteor starts going by. This is just such a cool, just graphically really cool.
Yeah.
We fight for our homeworld and the Supreme War Master.
Look, so this asteroid's gonna get shot out into space again. I'm sort of got my camera angled there. So they're launching these asteroids at that planet. Ah, what a cool idea. All right, in the home stretch here, come up to the Supreme War Master. What's his name? Battlelord Krishant. Couple more trash pulls and we'll be good to go. Oops. I like to have my abilities the same on all my characters because you start to get that muscle memory and I start pressing them in the wrong order because I'm remembering what my fingers are supposed to do and not the way the keys are lined up for this.
Right.
For this character.
Yeah, I'm
Hounds of the Empire. All
totally
that
the same
power,
way.
Yet you still fear us.
Okay, this is Battlelord Krishan, the final boss of Hammer Station. He's a little bit of a challenging fight. So there's a few different things that are going on in this fight, which are fun to deal with. There are ads that, pairs of ads that appear on either the right or the left. If you are tricky about it, you can do some knockbacks and knock those ads off. So I'll stay on the right, you stay on the left, Seema, and we'll try to knock those ads off. I am going to set Kemval to healing for this fight. His damage will be relatively useless compared to the damage that's going out. And although maybe I should make him tank because we won't have anybody tanking Krishan. What do you think? Should I make him a tank or a healer?
Well, let's make him a tank, and then if we die, then we can make him a healer.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because you do want somebody tanking Krishan to keep him focused in one direction, and with somebody with a little bit of defense because he's putting out some damage and a telegraph. And then you need to get those ads down quickly, and he's putting extra circles on the ground that you need to be careful about. Now, we do have the emergency Kolto stations that we can keep an eye out, but I'll be on the... What did I say? I'll be on the left and you'll be on the right? I think that's not what I said, but we can do that. So which side are you going to be on, Seema?
As soon as you said it, I forgot it. I just figured I would watch and see which side you went to, and then I would go to the other one.
All right. Are you ready?
Ratty.
Pulling in 3, 2, 1.
I am a
Bang.
battle lord of the Advos hegemony. You will fall before me.
Go, Kimball. There's Kim. He's tanking like a boss. Ads are coming.
Your weakness is in your blood.
Your weakness is in your blood. I knocked one off. Oh, I'm pushing to talk. I think we're doing pretty good. Seema's getting all the red circles. I apparently am not, for whatever reason. More ads. Let me see if I can... Oh, that was a masterful ad knockoff. Did you see that?
No.
Am I distracting you?
Trying to keep Shay out of the blue circles.
Oh yeah, you doing the companion management? That is a little bit of a challenge. Another set of ads coming. Where are they at? Oh, there they are. Behind again. Look, I just dotted that guy up and I can just run away and he dies. Not that. That's not what I meant to cast. Cast those up. Proc my darkness. Drop that.
Your weakness is in your blood.
Nice.
Your weakness is in your blood.
I'll paint my face with your blood. Apparently we have to kill the ads. We didn't even have to use a coastal station. That's beast mode. Nice job, Seema. Alright, loot them up. See what toys we get. What did you get that time? I got... I got a... Ooh, I got an earpiece. Which I needed. That was an upgrade.
Nice.
All right, now we can click the console, wrap up the instance, tell Darth Malgus that
Primary weapon inoperable.
we did a real good job, and we are done. Oh wait, you can just walk out the back here. I forgot. I liked when they had these too. These sort of like RP in character exits to the
Me too.
operation. You're not just exiting area every time. Quick, we gotta get to the shuttle.
Before it
Get
blows
to the
up.
chopper. What?
So, why did we do Hammer Station? Does it somehow fit?
No,
Or
it's not really part of the storyline. It's something that comes up while you're... The idea is it's a sort of an emergency that Darth Malgus pulls you in because you're starting to become a known entity as you progress through your story. So here we can finish our conversation with Darth Malgus and see if we get to be sassy to him again.
Will he show his
Lord Malgus,
appreciation?
Hammer Station has been destroyed.
I have seen the reports. You faced formidable opposition. The Supreme War Master of the Adversar hegemony has offered his life in reparation for his people's misdeeds.
He says it differently.
The Adversec will never again pose a threat.
He said Advosa.
Destroy their planets, and I guarantee they won't rise again.
Potential tools need not be destroyed, but it is under consideration. You may also wish to hear that intelligence has decrypted the station's data. We know how the Adversar hegemony obtained a Republic superweapon.
We do?
Station looks clear in close orbit. We believe the Republic intended to destroy it in the sun's photosphere. Salvage team were repairing it. Yeah. So they came across it and they repaired it. The Advosa hegemony.
Incompetence, not malice, that resulted in the Adversec's rise to power. There is a lesson in that.
Don't get
I
pompous
didn't
with
come
me.
here for a lesson. Your enemies are dead. Is there anything else?
There is nothing. But you may hear from me again.
Nice. And look at that.
Social
Nice.
points.
Oh, social points and dark side points and everything. Chemval approves. And I have a new codex entry. Vicious. I am now vicious. Vicious. You received this title by reaching dark side to tier 1. Oh.
So what?
I am now
what
dark.
Were you,
Dark 1.
what were you before you were vicious?
Mildly annoying. I don't know.
Let's see.
Modestly irritating. I don't know. All right. I think that's good. That was a nice little run through, and hopefully you all enjoyed Hammer Station. And with that, I think we can wrap it up for this week. And our EPC 220 droid here can head out and broadcast this podcast to all of you. So please keep up with us on Twitter at Max the Gray and at AIESEMA. Subscribe, follow, bookmark us on all the right places like newoverlords.com, iTunes, YouTube, and on Twitch. And also certainly come please find us on Jedi Covenant or on AIE-guild.org. Find out about AIE, our guild on, did I say Jedi Covenant? On Starforge. Come find us on Starforge, either the Republic or Imperial side, and ask us for an AIE guild invite because we would love to have you. And we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.